The 2022 for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Finish Line Express is now open at Cars Plus in Mighty. The state-of-the-art car wash is now open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime, the situation at the Department of Corrections prison is manageable depending on who you ask. From manpower shortages to overcrowding, the discussion before senators got heated.
What's the fate of the Jigo Raceway Park now that the major motocross event is over? Talks underway as a bill to push oversight of the raceway to Parks and Recreation drags on. I'm Atsuki Hirayama with the update.
And who will be the next president of the University of Guam? We begin profiling the 3 women now in the running to lead the school.
Hop and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Thanks so much for making us a part of your day. Well, is the situation at the Department of Corrections manageable? The prison's directors told senators Tuesday night, yes. But DOC's oversight chair, who called for the hearing, wasn't buying it.
This after hearing the current 153 officers are being overworked, the prisoner population spiking in recent months, and now at least 2 investigations underway into officers' alleged misconduct. Safety for the 153 correctional officers guarding 820 prisoners at the local prison on full display Tuesday night. Bottom line, this government agency is short-staffed and officers sometimes call out or don't report for duty. Department of Corrections Acting Director Joe Carbolito grilled after admitting not a single officer has been hired this year. This as the prison faces a severe shortage, officer burnout, pulling overtime they can't afford, and cells overflowing with reports that prisoners are left sleeping on the floor. Carbolito, who returned to DOC about a month ago, told his oversight chair, Senator Chris Barnett, their situation is manageable.
But when you tell me that it's working and I find out you haven't hired a single corrections officer...
It's not going to happen overnight, Senator. I'm telling you.
It hasn't happened all year, Mr. Carbolito.
Well, that's before I got in, right? And I'm telling you, it's happening now. Now that I'm here. What do you want me to do? Make it happen overnight? That's not beyond my control.
I want you to be forthright with the committee.
I'm being forthright. And I'm telling you, I'm making things happen now that I'm here.
Anything else you want to say?
That's it.
Sure.
Carbolito telling senators his staff is aware that help is on the way. DOC plans to hire more than 30 new officers in the coming months. Senators didn't shy away from asking about the recent arrest of correctional officer Travis Venus, who was caught allegedly trying to smuggle meth concealed in a food delivery for an inmate. Carbolito admits officers know that's not authorized.
Sometimes it's influential. You know, some of these inmates, they have the criminal minds, right? They can get the best out of you.
Officers smuggling in drugs, the prison has been through this before.
I don't know if someone's just being stupid or they're naive or whatever the case may be, but it's just recycled. It's just another name, the same old scenario.
Plus, the prison's warden under investigation for alleged sexual harassment. His accuser still works under him. The warden also allowed to remain on duty as it's clear DOC can't afford to be another man down. The Guam shipyard has been fined $291,000 in connection to a deadly accident last November at the Guam Port Authority dock.
Federal safety regulators found that the death of a rigger could have been prevented had the company followed legally required safety standards for operating cranes. Nestor Lecanto reports.
An Occupational Safety and Health Administration investigation report provided details of the accident. The rigger who died was among the Guam shipyard workers assigned to remove a 100-foot-high Port Authority gantry crane. He was waiting on an elevated platform while 2 welders were cutting one leg of the crane. According to OSHA, as it was cut, the full weight caused the crane's boom to bend, snapping a cable and allowing the load to swing and fatally strike the rigger. The investigation also found that on the morning of the incident, workers raised concerns that the load was too heavy for the crane and suggested cutting the load into pieces. But company management reportedly instructed employees to remove the leg in one piece. In a statement, OSHA Area Director Roger Forstner said, quote, Guam Shipyard could have prevented the crane failure and its tragic outcome by ensuring effective and necessary training, procedures, and work practices were provided and followed. The company's leadership was made aware of their crew's safety concerns, yet failed to safeguard its employees as the law requires. Following the incident, OSHA launched a crane safety initiative in Guam to enhance safety measures and protect workers against crane hazards. Guam Shipyard now has 15 business days to respond or contest the findings. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
Safety in our schools can never be too much. One Guam Education Board member pleading for Guam Department of Education officials to do something to beef up security at the schools.
The ask comes after a recent break-in at Carbolito Elementary in Barragata. The idea presented during last night's Education Board meeting. Jason Salas reports.
Imagine, if you will, hearing a siren in your neighborhood, similar to this sound. It could be the alarm system at public schools if an idea brought up during Tuesday night's Guam Education Board meeting takes off.
Maybe purchase a siren for each of these schools so that when somebody touches something at the school after hours, that siren will go off and everybody around BMS is going to know, hey, somebody's at that school.
GEB member Angel Sablan got the idea from a teacher who had been impacted by the recent burglary at Carbolito Elementary School. As we initially reported, burglars there broke into the office and classrooms at the Barragata campus last week, taking off with multiple items, including music equipment.
But I'm sure that if we put public education out there, that the schools, if you hear this siren, just like when we have our mayor's office, we have sirens that would alarm us if there's a disaster coming. Well, if we put alarms in these sirens in these schools, it will alarm us that there is a disaster in that school and somebody's breaking in.
Sablan ultimately hopes GDOE officials will come up with a plan, and fast, to protect their campuses, especially if classes are in session.
What are we doing about security in our schools? At a minimum, like Mr. Fredenko said, we need somebody besides the parapro or besides the school volunteer to be at that front gate, because right now you can just drive into any school. You can have a spear gun, you can have a BB gun, you can have anything as a deadly weapon and come into the principal's office and just gun everybody down.
At this time, there is no word on what the department plans to do just yet, but the sirens proposal, it works. According to Education Board Mayor's Council Representative Melissa Savares, she told the board and GDOE that whenever the alarm goes off at the school in the Estumbo Deredo community, the neighborhood watch chats are immediately alerted.
Thanks, Jason, for that report.
State funeral services were held today for former three-term senator and former Consolidated Commission on Utilities Vice Chairman Benigno M. Palomo. He was also a prolific columnist and observer of local government and politics. Offering the eulogy today was a longtime CCU colleague, Simon Sanchez.
By representing his people in this legislature for 6 years and managing the services of DPW, the port, and GORA while serving 2 governors, and then helping to launch the now 20-year-old CCU, being elected 3 times to serve 12 years so that we could improve our people's water, protect our ocean, and produce more energy reliably and eventually more affordably. This is the public legacy of former senator, former agency director, and CCU Vice Chairman, Don Benigno M. Palomo.
Former Senator Palomo passed away on April 15th. He's survived by his 4 children, 6 grandchildren, and great-grandkids. We'll have more news in a moment.
Keep it here to KUAM, your leader in local news.
Want a real taste of New York? The classic New York pizza offers a big, bold taste that's a Guam favorite. It's handmade with 16 inches of foldable crust, a sweet marinara sauce, and your favorite topping. And at 30% larger than our large, classic New York pizza is only $10.99 for carryout. Bring together your family and friends for a classic New York pizza party. Each pizza is just $10.99 for carryout. Classic New York pizza. So close, you can taste it. Only at your island Pizza Hut.
The wait is over, Guam. The all-new state-of-the-art car wash is now open at Cars Plus. Introducing Finish Line Express, open 7 days a week. The all-new cashless drive-through car wash is also the largest car wash on island that can accommodate vehicles such as lifted Jeeps and full-size pickup trucks. Just roll up, pick a wash, insert credit card, or show your EverWash app and roll through. Plus, power vacuums are available to clean the interior. Show your vehicle some love today at the all-new car wash at Cars Plus in Mighty. Open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week.
Dude, KFC's Double Down is back?
Double down, double, double, double down. Chicken, chicken, bacon, chicken, chicken, cheese. Double down, double, double, double down.
Buy a Double Down on the KFC app until March 18th for early beta access to Diablo 4.
Welcome back to Primetime. While hundreds of motocross enthusiasts and competitors, big and small, came out for Smokin' Wheels' 40th anniversary over the weekend, it may be the last motorsport racing festival at Guam's Raceway.
The Chamorro Land Trust Commission continues to discuss what's next for the Jigo Raceway Park, with the June eviction looming. Mitsuki Hariyama has more.
With eviction day just over a month away, it's a race against the clock for motorsport enthusiasts as the Chamorro Land Trust Commission continues to discuss what's to become of the Jigo Raceway Park come June. As CLTC members deliberate whether to designate the lot for commercial use during their monthly meeting, Commissioner Garrido suggesting to parcel the 250-acre land and find tenants for each parcel.
Because really, Guam does not need a Grand Prix. We don't even need the Smoking Wheels. That's an event that occurs once a year. You know, the only one that's used there a lot is the drag strip.
Commissioners ultimately tabling their decision until next month's meeting, saying a GPS land survey of the lot should first be conducted. Meanwhile, the commission is planning to send the legislature a resolution opposing Senator Dwayne San Nicolas's Bill 56, which proposes to transfer jurisdiction of the raceway to the Department of Parks and Recreation.
Parks and Rec was picked specifically because there's no accountability. And they don't clean their parks. There's no accountability.
CLTC Chair John Rages adding, with the Office of Public Accountability looking into the Guam Racing Federation, he's confident the audit will support their stance.
The OPA will be dissecting all the documentations we have. I'm comfortable that a lot of this will be even brought to light and summarized in a way that it doesn't make any sense that from an operator standpoint, it will go, that they will even do any type of legislation to have this carry on.
Still, after a successful event over the weekend, the local motorsports racing community continues to push to save the raceway. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
CNMI Supreme Court Chief Justice Alexandria Castro appointed Guam Superior Court Judge Arthur Barcinas to preside over ex-Governor Ralph Torres' criminal trial.
The order comes after Guam Judge Alberto Tolentino recused himself due to health issues. The trial is set for June 5th. The off-island appointments come after all 5 CNMI Superior Court judges recused themselves due to conflicts last year.
Last April, CNMI Attorney General Edward Manabusin charged the ex-governor with 12 counts of misconduct in public office, 1 count of theft related to his and the former First Lady's first-class travel, and 1 count of contempt for violating a legislative subpoena. Torres, the first CNMI governor to undergo a Senate impeachment hearing on similar charges, has denied the allegations. He lost his bid for re-election last November.
Well, what is the potential of the CNMI's NONI plan? That's what researchers are seeking to answer with innovative research at the Northern Marianas College.
Regional correspondent Masme Glutnia reports.
The Northern Marianas College's Cooperative Research, Extension, and Education Services sparking a renewed interest on the potential of the NONI plant.
I'm studying some scientific experiment like anti-diabetic activity that are claimed for the noni, anti-diabetic activity, some anti-cancer activity, antioxidant, inflammatory activities. So I'm testing all this.
We spoke with the researchers at the college's agroforestry farm and research station on Saipan. The plant, traditionally used as medicine, food, and drink, is at the center of Dr. Sarkar's research, where he uses his patented technique called supercritical fluid extraction. Researchers say the noni is widely available and easy to access.
We see that it's underutilized, and because of its cultural significance, I think those are some of the reasons, in addition to what Dr. Sarkar said, that we've pursued research funding from USDA for this project.
The researchers also have their eyes set on the potential economic benefits of noni to create new industries.
This is first time in CNMI noni, no one studied before. We are the we are studying scientifically with evidence from the noni of the CNMI.
The research has already led to the development of a food science laboratory on Saipan and a plant laboratory on Rhoda as they move to the next stage to see if his findings hold in animal studies.
We can analyze any types of sample in our laboratory.
Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
Thanks, Tomas. Well, who will be the next president of the University of Guam? We get to know the 3 finalists ahead of that decision.
Tonight, we're sitting down with Dr. Mary Okada.
She's no stranger to the education scene. Dr. Mary Okada, one of the candidates up for the presidency of the University of Guam. As a UOG graduate herself, leading comes naturally. Okada currently serving as the chair of the Guam Education Board. She's also the first woman and longest-serving president and CEO of the Guam Community College. With more than 16 years in higher education under her belt, Okada says it's her wide set of skills that she says makes her the right fit.
One of the strengths that I have currently to offer the university is, of course, in the fiscal arena. I have very extensive also relationships both locally, both nationally, and at the federal government. So I've been, as president for the Guam Community College, been able to navigate and to nurture those relationships.
Relationships she says she plans on tapping into to expand educational opportunities for students and upgrading the university's physical footprint. That, along with using her fiscal expertise to address issues like tuition hikes. Okada also has her eyes set on pursuing opportunities at the university's doorstep and bolstering support from UOG to the community and the region.
Reach out into our region of Micronesia to offer the same educational opportunities that are available to residents here on Guam, because it helps to strengthen the capacity of not just Guam, but our region's economic stability as well.
Kaha's first ever Mariana Islands International Dance and Art Festival is just a day away. From Dedado, Tumon, Barrigada, and Inalahan, it's a free event taking place in every region of the island over the weekend, and with special guests coming from thousands of miles away.
Yeah, our Mitsuki Hirayama at the Guam airport earlier today to greet these award-winning performers.
The world-renowned Bulgarian dance ensemble Sofia 6 touching down on Guam, receiving a warm island welcome.
We are amazed by the warm greeting here at the airport.
Here to perform for the first ever Mariana Islands International Dance and Art Festival, Ensemble Sofia 6 director Nikolay Nestorov and singer Polly Paskova, with the help of dancer and interpreter Samuel Kazarov, sharing their excitement.
This is a place we have always dreamed of, and we are here for it's our first time here, and we expect to explore the beauty of your island. We expect to bring a piece of Bulgaria here and show it to you, and in return to take a piece of Guam and bring it to Bulgaria.
Hosted by the Guam Council of the Arts and Humanities Agency, the festival also featuring South Korea's Ryu Dance Company and local musicians. Kaha Executive Director Sandy Flores inviting the community to come by for the free event.
What I want people to envision is an opportunity for their families, their friends, to go out and enjoy an evening. There's such an array of things to partake in, depending on where you go.
The festival kicks off tomorrow at DFS Tea Galleria at 5:30 p.m., Friday at its Sumbo Gym in Dededo at 7:30 p.m., Saturday at Tizen High School Gym in Barrigada at 2 p.m., and the final show on Sunday at Inlahan Church Grounds at 7 p.m. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Wow, are you going to check out that performance there, Des?
Of course, I'll be there on Sunday.
Yeah, now for a look at your world at home.
Here's a sunset view captured at the Garapan Fishing Base on Saipan.
It's gorgeous.
I'm coming back on top and I'm flipping the switch. I turn the voltage up, raise the hair on your neck. 'Cause I was dying from the start. We're powered up. We're powered up.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Vroom vroom. Welcome to KUAM Sports. Let's check in with our partners at Clutch Guam.
Here's the final score. Don't go away. We're back in a moment.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Our new McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets are just the right amount of spicy. A small to medium Sprite kind of spicy. Let's get a McFlurry after this kind of spicy. But if you get the mighty hot sauce, it's a napkins for foreheads now kind of spicy. This came from McDonald's kind of spicy. Because our Spicy Chicken McNuggets, breaded in tempura and made with cayenne, are just the right amount of spicy. Unless you remember what I said about the sauce. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
All right, well, they've been sparking up the conversation with us these past couple of months. KUAM Spark ambassadors getting special recognition now at the Guam Congress Building today.
A certificate was presented to Devin Santos, Ava Renee Suba, Toa Calvo, and Vanessa Santos for their participation as a KUAM Giving Every Tuesday Spark Ambassador, and to commend them for their support and efforts.
I just wanted to thank KUAM for bringing us into the light of Giving Tuesday, the Roadride Initiative. I originally didn't know much about it until the last Thanksgiving where we had our huge event, and I just loved what it was about and everything about it.
This was a really great experience, especially like bonding with like these people from other schools that I didn't even know, and then like just helping each other, really bonded with like great teamwork, and it really like showed us like what the youth needed in Guam, you know? So it was just a really great experience overall.
Thank you again to KUAM, and thank you so much for KUAM Care Forest. This opportunity has really taught me so many life lessons, dealing with like going out after high school, finding out information, creating broadcasts for them. Like honestly, it was a very, I guess, fruitful journey. And I just wanted to say thank you, and I can't wait to, continue to work with you guys later.
This was honestly an opportunity for us to go out into the community and get to know the people. So I was really thankful for that as I got to connect with my own people.
Incredible work from our Spark team members. You can watch their featured segments right now. Just look up Giving Every Tuesday on KUAM News YouTube channel. Now for the latest and upcoming events happening on island.
Let's check in with our Jason Salas, who has today's News Bites.
Howdy everybody, Jason Salas. We are here to tell you everything that's happening around the island with today's installment of News Bites. And right off the bat, the first annual Mariana Islands International Dance and Art Festival kicks off on Friday, with the show taking place on the 29th at Tijan High School at 1 in the afternoon. The grounds open at noon. It's a free festival bringing world-class dance companies all the way from South Korea and Bulgaria. Tickets at guamtime.net. UOG is presenting a forum entitled Understanding the Taiwan Crisis, Its Impact on Guam and the Region. It happens on Saturday the 6th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at UOG's School of Business and Public Administration. And Project Proa is a very interactive and very worthwhile summer camp taking place for kids, preferably upperclassmen, entering college this fall, or as early admissions or regular students. It's a summer bridge program aimed at helping students be college and career ready and focusing on fields of endeavor, not the least of which STEM. That is News Bites. We come to you every day on the Hotspot, which is coming up right after prime time. But up next, here is birthdays by a very talented member of our team.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. How do you do the birthday song, Des?
Honestly, I'm still figuring it out.
I think that's the one that I like the most.
I like that one too.
All right, let's see what you submitted in your birthday shoutouts on KUAM.com.
Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts.
Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, so happy birthday on this midweek, April 26th. Fantastic day to have a birthday. Good weather outside, a little bit hot, but that's no problem because we got abundant sunshine and we got abundant birthday shoutouts for Donald Jr. Torres. I would like to wish my son, Donald Jr., a very happy birthday, and I hope he enjoys his day coming from a very, very proud dad as well as the rest of the family. Donald, congratulations to you and happy birthday. And a belated birthday wish going out to Sophia Sanchez. Happy blessed birthday and stay blessed to our beautiful Sophia. Thank you for all that you do, and then you get the heart emoji. So, Miss Sophia and Mr. Donald, we hope that both of you have a fantastic day, get fantastic prizes, have fantastic food, and keep being fantastic, because you are. And we celebrate you, because today is your birthday.
And happy birthday to everyone celebrating out there today. That's your primetime show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Stay safe and have a great night.
KUAM News Hotspot is presented by Calvo Enterprises, Inc. Hafa everybody. Welcome back to the Hotspot. We're KUAM. We're coming to you live from Harmon, and we have an action-packed show. Of course, all week we have been telling you about our friends from Coast 360 giving us amazing and useful financial tips. They're answering more of your questions. And today we're tackling the somewhat interesting topic. Can be a little bit confusing, but our friends from Coast 360 are going to talk about managing credit card debt. Also, because it is Wednesday, we're bringing you the latest episode of our Nihizan KUAM series. And of course, we go downtown to the Boca Box where Jess Rosario is standing by, and he's got a fitness challenge for you. And we, of course, are bringing you news bites as we always do. But as we've been telling you all week, April is Financial Literacy Awareness Month, and we have here once again Derek Bollinger and Rowena De La Rosa. They are from Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Welcome back. Thank you. So now we are absolutely, like tenured experts when it comes to, talking about this stuff. Hopefully you're very, very comfortable here with it. Basically the chairs have been named after the both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And come for the laughs, stay for the financial advice, because that is what the both of you have been providing in abundance here. So today we are talking about getting out of credit card debt, or at least understanding it. Derek, let's start with you. How important is managing and establishing a budget?
It's very important. One of the things that a budget helps you do is identify where your money goes. I think a lot of people, they see their paycheck come in, and before you know it, it's gone. I think budgeting.
Those pesky bills.
Yeah, and I think budgeting helps identify where your money goes exactly. And I think a lot of people who go through the budget process, they start identifying areas where they didn't even know they spend that much on. And I think that's helpful when you're trying to save or pay off a credit card bill. So identifying areas where more money goes to than you even realized.
Okay, now Rowena, is budgeting like the dark art that many people make it out to be? Because you can go to school for like a very, very long time to get a degree in budgeting, and there's some people like in government right now who've been, mastering the art of budgeting for a really, really long time. So how difficult does this have to be, like at the home level?
It doesn't have to be difficult at all. It's
simple math.
Yeah, simple math. Look at your finances. Look at all your expenses, your utilities, your groceries, your subscriptions, right? And make note of that. That will total up to your monthly expenses. And then also keep in mind your gross monthly income, right? Can you afford to pay all of this and have extra set aside to, pay your bills or have the luxuries in life, do leisures? You have to be realistic also with your expenses. And I was just listening into what Derek was mentioning. You have to prioritize your needs over your wants. So for example, if you're the type to go out and buy coffee, that's like $3 to $5 a cup, right? If you do the math and you buy coffee daily in given like a 28-day period, you're spending $140 a month. That could actually be applied to your debt, your credit card debt, your loan debt, right? In a given year, that's over $1,000.
And those are the kinds of calculations that people really need to at least take into consideration because, like you said, stuff adds up.
The small things add up.
Okay. All right, so you were talking about understanding how you pay your bills and everything like that. Do we always, Derek, have to make the bare minimum payment, like over time and everything? Or, if we can afford to do so, is it actually advantageous to kind of like, kick in a little bit more?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you want to make at least the minimum payment, right? I think that, if we establish that first, you want to make your minimum payment. We've been talking about credit in the previous sessions, and to protect your credit, you want to make at least the minimum. But if you have the means, you want to make extra payment, especially when it comes to credit card debt. There's a minimum payment that you're required to make, but on credit card statements, if you look at your statement, it'll tell you if you make the minimum payment, it'll take you 20 years to pay off your balance.
And pay that much interest in interest.
And for lenders like you, there is no like penalty or anything like that for early payoff, right?
Yeah, there's no penalty, and on a credit card, those balances go up and down. So there generally isn't a penalty if you're paying off your credit card balance early, because there's no timeline for that.
Okay, we just brought up that wonderful graphic. Daniel, if you would you mind bringing that up again, because I want to go back to Rowena for this next one, because you were talking about numero tres is prioritize high interest credit cards. Can you elaborate on that point?
So there's different types of interest rates, right? Credit cards can range from as low as 10% to 24, 27%. The higher the interest rate, the more you have to pay back in interest. Your minimum monthly could be higher as well. So if you prioritize paying that down sooner, then at least your monthly payments in the end would be lesser. But in contrast, there's also a snowball method. Have you heard of that? So it's starting with, and this is now the opposite side of the spectrum. It's starting with your smaller balances, and you're paying that off. So for example, you have 2 credit cards. They're both $50 a month. You pay off the lower balances of the 2, and then once you've paid that off, you applied that $50 that you were paying initially for that onto your next credit card, so that becomes $100 a month. So you're unintentionally paying it down faster, twice as fast. But you're not adding on to your monthly expenses. You understand?
Okay, so and we've talked about business theory throughout this whole week. We talked about sports analogies again. The thing that's common to all of this, as well as understanding your credit card debt, is there is a strategy to this, right?
Yes.
So you have to have like a frame of mind, and Derek, if you would, a game plan when it comes to like taking care of this stuff.
Yeah, and I think it all comes back to managing your credit card, managing your balance. One piece of advice is definitely to know how much you're putting on your credit card every month versus how much you're paying. I think a lot of people, because of how easy it is to use a credit card, they end up putting a lot on a credit card, and then, like you said, pay a minimum payment. So you may put on $200 every month on your credit card, but pay $20. And just the simple math will tell you that your balance is only going to grow.
Okay.
So if you can manage that, keep in mind how much you're putting on the card versus how much you're paying. That will help you to hopefully shrink your balance instead of grow it.
Right on. Okay, well, speaking of tactics, that fourth point, consider a balance transfer. Is this something where, like an automated system, if I set it up like on your website with your app, that it automatically deducts on a set schedule? Is that what we're...
No, you would actually have to apply for it. It's basically taking your higher interest credit card and applying your balance to a lower interest credit card, which you would have to apply for.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you currently are paying 24% APR, for example, you can find a credit card with a lower interest rate, transfer your balances there. It could lower your monthly payment, lower the total interest you're repaying back.
Is this a fairly new idea? I mean, this was not taught to me when I was, again, when I was like a little pup, and my parents were teaching me this is how you balance a checkbook. This is how you make sure that your expenses do not exceed your income,
right?
And everything. But I never heard about this. I mean, like, is this is a revelation to me, and I'm old.
Yeah, well, it's a feature of most credit cards now, where you can transfer the balance from your other credit cards, to a different credit card. And it's been around for a while. One thing to keep in mind with balance transfers, though, is most credit card companies, they will charge a fee for that. So you may be getting, you want to make sure it's worth it. So you may be getting a lower interest rate that'll be applied to that balance, but there could be a fee that the credit card company charges to bring that balance over to that low interest card.
Okay, and that brings us to point number 5, which is kind of what you were talking about. There may be fees associated. You want to avoid taking on new debt.
Right. It only makes sense, right? If you're trying to pay down your credit cards and loans, it wouldn't make sense accruing more in balances. So if that's your goal, you're trying to lower your monthly payment, lower your balance, maintain that repayment, and try not to get new loans in addition to, because then it's just kind of like defeating the whole purpose.
And this is information that I know is applicable towards, younger people, new lenders, people that have, let's say like a veteran of the lending process and everything like that. Like this is information you can use throughout the term of your loan or your relationship with a lending institution like yourselves.
Yes.
Okay, we'll tell you what, we have some community questions because we have been inviting you to ask your inquiries, both to Derek and Rowena and their colleagues at Coast 360, and we will get to your community questions right after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Fiscal Fitness is made possible by our fitness partner, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together we thrive.
We're back with our learned experts from Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Derek and Rowena here, and now we are asking community questions. Now, I just want to slide one more in for myself if I can, because, we were talking in the last segment about understanding budgeting and knowing that, like you said, Rowena, I mean, it is basic like arithmetic, and just knowing that, you can't spend more that you have. But let's talk about the concept of what exactly is responsible spending and living within my means, but not being so much of a self-disciplinarian and everything like that I'm actually hurting myself.
Going back to wants versus needs, right? So obviously you need food, you need your utilities. Identify what those expenses are, and then determine if you have any extra funds for, shopping or paying your subscription. So look at your overall finances and see what's coming out of your card, what's coming out of your accounts. Things such as subscriptions like Netflix, Hulu, all of that stuff, those aren't necessarily needs. Those are more of just luxuries for entertainment. Those are things you can consider downgrading if you're on like premium, or you can cancel, because that can help you cut back on your overall expenses. Obviously, you can't determine what your utility bills are going to be like, right? So those are things.
Well, you also want to be responsible with that too.
That's true, that's true. So speaking of, you can make some sacrifices, right? Like not turning on the AC, sleeping next to the window, making some sacrifices so you can live within your means and have the funds that you need to pay your bills. And
very, very good advice. All right. Okay, so that was my question. Thank you for that. Just thought I'd get one more in. So we now have some community questions that were sent to us by the magic of moving pictures. So here are your video questions.
How important is it to pay by due dates?
Okay, Derek, you want to take that one, because we were talking before about do you have to make the minimum payments? You were saying very effectively before you do not, but actually paying by the due date, I think that would be kind of key.
Yeah, I think it's important to pay by the due date. We've been talking all this week about credit and maintaining your credit. How you pay your loans is a big part of what your credit score is. How you make payments, are you late, are you on time? And I think beyond that, it just helps to build good habits. If you set a date for yourself, or the credit union or bank sets the date for you, you stick to that date. And the more I think that you do it, it builds a habit for you. If you're used to paying this bill, if it's due on the 25th and you get in the habit of always paying it by the 25th, it builds that habit, and then you don't have to worry so much about, did I miss it, did I forget it? So I think structuring it so you know when your due dates are, and then sticking to it helps build good habits that will help you build your credit.
Yeah, if you do it once, it's weird because you've never done it before. You do it twice, then you're a little bit familiar with it. 3 times is a behavior pattern, and hopefully, as you said, a habit.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
And then there's also the late fees. Yeah. So if you
that's where the penalty comes in, like we talked about. Yeah.
Right. So certain financial institutions, if you pay late, you pay the additional fee, plus your interest rate can go up. So there are some consequences in paying late.
This kind of thing can come back to bite you in the dog, and we don't want to have you go through that, because that's why we're doing this this week-long segment, to make sure that you make smart financial decisions. All right, another video question talking from our community members.
Hi, my name is Faith. What is debt consolidation, and where do I start?
Very good question by Faith. Debt consolidation, after the segment yesterday, we had our friends from Remax Diamond Realty and Mike Rudolph from Norcom, and he was actually talking about, the obligations that you get into and the schedule. you can actually manage that going forward, and you can make decisions somewhere down the road, if you need to, realign your structure.
Right, right. So for debt consolidation, again, look at your finances, right? What are your debts? Your credit cards, your loans, auto loans. Add them all up. How much are your total balances? How much are your total minimum monthly payments? You can actually apply for one single loan to pay off all of these all together, so you have one lower monthly payment, supposedly, and possibly a lower interest rate. So debt consolidation is basically, and if it's in your favor, helps lower your monthly expenses.
Okay.
And one payment, right? So you're taking several loans, several accounts, and you're putting them into one bill. So we were talking about due dates, right? It's easier to remember one due date versus 5 or 10.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you kids, think about it, like how many passwords do you have to remember for Facebook, for Snapchat, for Instagram, for, everything, for Netflix, all in the world. One payment you got to make. You take care of everything in one shot.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is interesting too, because my parents raised me to be, we pay all of our bills on time, even if we had 8 different payments. You pay in full, you pay by the due date and everything. I actually did debt consolidation for the first time like 6 years ago. Best decision I ever made, because it's not only saves me money, but it also is very, very simple, as you said. Okay, so to recap, here is what the experts at Codes 360 have taught you today. Create a budget. Simple math. You don't have to be like, a calculus expert to do this. Simple arithmetic, right? Pay more than the minimum payment. If you can, put a few more bucks into there. You reduce your overall payment. Prioritize high interest credit cards, of course. Rowena was saying that very, very effectively. So make sure that you understand which ones are generating more interest and put your focus on those. Conversely, consider a balanced transfer if you want to take care of that. I'm still looking into that, because I think this could really benefit me as well. Again, because I'm on the dinosaur side. And you want to avoid new debt. If you can, try not to take on additional obligations. Guys, we got about 30 seconds now. Final thoughts about everything that we've kind of summed up today. This was really informational. This was really fun.
It is.
Yeah.
This is very important information. It's not, like you said, it's not things we learn in school or is taught in school. It was something I wish I was informed of growing up and taking on debt when I was a young 18-year-old applying for my first credit card.
Hopefully the new generation won't have to go through what we rather. Get off my lawn!
I know, and now there's more information available to them, and we hope that they're listening, and we're happy to be here. We're happy to share this information. And we hope it helps others as well.
Okay, Derek, in your opinion, does the new generation, have they got a better handle on personal finance and the decisions they have to make and the research that they have to do?
Well, I think it's different with apps. All the financial institutions have apps, so I think it's become easier and quicker for them to learn because there's so much information available at their fingertips. And it's not just the younger generation, right? Even like you said, dinosaurs like you, that information is available. That information is available for you as well.
Bring that information to Jurassic Park, and we can actually make that work for us too. Yeah, you're never too old to learn.
Yeah. So the information's out there. Find it from reliable sources, but it's there. The apps that you can use for your financial institution, a lot of them will have tips, information, resources that you can use. And I recommend using them. A lot of times we just use those apps, go in, use it for exactly what we need. But a lot of those apps, a lot of those mobile sites, they have a lot of information. I know Coast 360 does. We have a lot of information there.
I mean, or if you just want to talk to really, really nice people that really understand what they're talking about and they really want to help you make the right decisions, call Rowena and Derek and their colleagues over at Coast 360. And what is the number once again for the people?
671-477-8736, or visit our website, coast360fcu.com. Can I just do another plug?
Sure, absolutely.
So Coast 360 is also a proud sponsor of Bonsai financial literacy programs and resources. You can visit coast360fcu.learnbonsai. That's BANZAI.com. There's a lot of information in there, including an interactive coach.
Outstanding. I'm going to check that out after this.
Please,
okay,
please.
So for all velociraptors like me, right? Stay tuned, because we have Boca Box and Needs and KUAM coming up right after the break. Thanks, guys.
The wait is over, Guam. The all-new state-of-the-art car wash is now open at Cars Plus. Introducing Finish Line Express, open 7 days a week. The all-new cashless drive-through car wash is also the largest car wash on island that can accommodate vehicles such as lifted Jeeps and full-size pickup trucks. Just roll up, pick a wash, insert credit card, or show your EverWash app, and roll through. Plus, power vacuums are available to clean the interior. Show your vehicle some love today at the all-new car wash at Cars Plus in Mighty. Open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Our buddy Jess Rosario is the proprietor of Boca Box. He is downtown, and as I understand it, he has a challenge for us as far as what we are putting into our bodies and how it can affect us living a healthy island life. There is Jess standing by with a live shot. Let's go to him right now.
Hafaday Guam, welcome back to the Hotspot. I am Jess Rosario. I am the owner and nutrition professional here at the Boca Box. It is a lovely Wednesday, and we are at the end of the Choose Health 21-Day Challenge. It actually ended on Sunday for me, but I wanted to talk about that, talk about the experience that I had with you guys. I am going to do this again, maybe next month or the month after. I want to make it bigger than what it originally is, and I want to get as many people as I can to be involved with it. But for 21 days, I challenged myself to change the way I ate, to change the way I worked out, to change my overall daily activities so that I could figure out how my body would change, how to become healthier, and how to have healthy habits that'll last me a longer period of time. So within this 21-day challenge, there were 5 things I had to do. The first was I had to track all of my calories. So I used an app and I just tracked everything down, and my goal was to get to about 1,500 calories. Now, I want to say like 90% of the time I hit that goal. Sometimes I went a little bit over, sometimes I went a little bit under. The intent was not for me to stay solely on the 1,500, but it was a way for me and people that participated in the challenge, which I want to give a shout out to all those, to all the guys and all the girls that did the challenge with me. We all did wonderful on it, but the goal of tracking the calories was just for us to look at our food before we eat it, right? And it helped us to really understand how easy it is for you to go over a caloric limit. It was very easy, especially on Easter. Oh my God, Easter, and then I had rosaries to go to for the past few weeks. It was very, very easy for me to eat over, but because I looked at the food before I ate it and I tracked it down before I ate it, it gave me a sense of, oh, okay, this is what I need to eat every single day to be on track. The second thing that I had to do was work out every day for at least 45 minutes. I changed the way I worked out, and I usually was doing things that were very high intensive, like CrossFit and just straight up running and cardio. But this time around, I took a little bit different approach. I went very, I would say, less impact, and I lifted weights a lot more. Not very, very high, heavy weights, but I did a lot more volume. And I think it helped me to change the way I looked. Physically, I looked better than I did in the first part. I think you're going to see some pictures of me at the beginning of the 21-day challenge and at the end. Within this challenge, I lost 8 pounds, which was great for me. But more importantly, I was able to drop 6% body fat. That is way harder to do than dropping weight itself. And I'm very, very happy with the results. So I changed the way I worked out. The third thing I did was I slept for at least 6 hours every single day. Now, that to me has to be the #1 thing that made a difference. When you're sleeping, once you get adequate sleep every single day, no matter how stressed you are, no matter how busy you are, if you get sleep and you're able to let your body recover, you feel amazing. And this is something that I'm going to take with me forever, making sure that I get enough sleep every single day. Let me see. So the fourth thing was then, the fourth thing was I had to stop eating out. And I think this played a very big factor in me because I'm busy, you know, I have a family at home and everything, but it forced me to cook every single day, which my kids and my girlfriend loved. I cooked every single day. I had fun with them in the kitchen, and we ate a nice wholesome meal. It wasn't anything too fancy. It was very simple. It usually consisted of maybe brown rice, some sort of protein, and vegetables, and it was very simple. But you know, we had like Indian, we had Thai, we had Chamorro, we had all the stuff. We had a fun time in the kitchen, and it was better for us to stay home and eat than to spend money and go out and eat. And we felt better. Even after the challenge, we were like, okay, let's go to a restaurant. And after we ate at the restaurant, we're like, let's just stay home and eat next time. The last thing I did, which I thought was going to be the hardest thing for me, especially because it was around Easter and around family functions, was I had to stop drinking alcohol. Now I'm going to tell you, this was a game changer, and I think I'm going to stick with it. Like I'm not going to drink alcohol the way I used to drink. I used to have like maybe a drink or two a night, you know, to unwind and have a nightcap before, you know, I went to sleep. But I actually feel a lot better that I'm not drinking any alcohol. And for all the people that I went to parties, I had a wedding, I had Easter, and I wasn't drinking, and it may have seemed like I was, like a Debbie Downer, but I wasn't drinking, so, I apologize for that. But I feel way healthier. I feel good, I slept better, I'm eating better. And in 21 days, like I said, I was able to drop 8 pounds and 6% body fat. Imagine if I took this even longer. I'm gonna do this again. I want all of you guys to do it with me. Follow Choose Health on Instagram, follow the Boca Box, follow my personal page. I'm gonna do this again. I want to get all of you guys involved so that you guys can create a healthier lifestyle for yourself. So till the next time, follow us. And if you have any questions, you're always willing to come down to the Boca Box and talk to me. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, thanks so much, Jess. Thank you for sharing that picture too. Progress is the order of the day, and if you follow Jesse's rules to the T, you are going to make some very positive progress for yourself too. All right, good stuff. All right, news bites now real quick. The Marianas Islands International Dance and Art Festival kicks off Friday, and the show is on the 29th at Tizen. It happens at 1 p.m. with grounds opening at noon. It brings world-class dance companies all the way from South Korea and Bulgaria. Tickets at guamtime.net. Understanding the Taiwan crisis, its impact on Guam and the region is a forum presented by UOG, and that takes place on May 6th, starting at 10 a.m. at the College of Business and Public Administration. Project PROA is a camp that for high school students, preferably upperclassmen entering college this fall semester, and early admission or regular students. Priorities will be given to kids who submit a fall 2023 admissions application. It's a summer bridge program aimed at helping students be college and career ready with a specific emphasis in STEM. All right, stay tuned. Needs and KUAM when we return.
Howdy, folks. Nobody loves a Guam potluck more than I do. That's why I always bring my world-famous chicken, served any way you like it. Original recipe, extra crispy tenders, Kentucky Fried Wings, and more. Only at KFC Guam. Whoops. Well, it is finger-licking good.
Here's this week's Nihi Zen KUAM.
Nihi Zen KUAM.
You've played another instrument?
I play the piano a little bit.
Okay, so you already have some, you already know about rhythm and beats and things like that. Yeah, that's pretty helpful. Hafide, I'm Senora Laling. What's your name?
Gabby.
Gabby. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. Today, I'm going to teach you how to play this Belembao Tuzen. But before you want to play this, I want to explain to you how this instrument is made. You're going to need a piece of wood, a wire, shells, and a gourd. And to play it, a bamboo stick. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
You're right-handed. Okay, so what you want to do is hold the stick with your right hand, turn the instrument that way, yeah. So you want your strong hand to hold the bamboo stick, okay? You put it against your stomach, very good. What you want to do is you want to just tap right across that middle part. It's going to go back and forth. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. You can go. Wow, very good. You're a fast learner. Here's a tricky part though. When you're tapping the wire, at the same time when you tap, you lift your finger up. So you get different tones again. Yeah, you're already doing intermediate and advanced level. All right, Gabby, good job. So what did you think? I liked it. You like playing it a lot? All right. So, Gabby, what did you like about it?
I like to try new instruments, and I like that it had different tones.
Yeah.
That you could play it a different way.
Right, yeah. And, you know, that's the great thing I like about this instrument, too, right? It's all coming from your ear. And then you're just creating your own music.
When did you learn to play the batuzen?
Maybe when I was about 20 years old. I learned how to play this from, at that time, he was the last master batuzen player on the island. So he's Crisostomo, and he was from the village of Inilahan. He showed me how to play it, and you know how to make it. So I'm gonna play a song, right, or a melody that I learned from Mr. Crisostomo, okay? And it's a very old one, and it goes, wait.
I like it. It's very nice. Sounds very happy.
It sounds happy, yes. You think it's important that we continue playing this instrument, making this instrument? Yeah, why do you think so?
Because it's important to not let our culture die, because if we just don't talk about it, then everyone's going to forget about it. And we can't let people forget about it.
Right, exactly, yeah. And imagine, right, you know, our people, they've had this instrument for hundreds of years, and so they kept it going for us. We want to continue on for the next generations, right, for you young people.
Thank you, Senora Laling, for teaching me how to play the balambatsu.
Oh, you're welcome, Gabby. I enjoyed myself. Thank you for being such a good participant and your interest. And I'm very happy and very glad to share this with you.
Subscribe below to watch more episodes of Taiguini.
Nihi Zen KUAM.
I absolutely love that segment. Tell you what, everybody, we are way out of time, but I'm going to see if I can get my hands on a bellum batuzen. I'm going to play Smoke on the Water, all right? So we'll see you tomorrow. But down, 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 down. It can happen, all right?